outstanding youth delegate, Miss Trinity Donahue. Please give her a round of applause.
Why are there so little people clapping?
Oof.
Oof.
Next, I'm calling Trinity Donahue to make her speech, so please give her a warm welcome.
How many times does she use accurate?
To the President of the General Assembly, our lead endorsers, distinguished guests, and my fellow youth delegates, thank you. It is such an honor and privilege to be here today. We are all here this evening because of our shared passion for the future. We endeavor to leave our world better than we found it, and ultimately bring lasting positive change to our communities, locally, nationally, and internationally. Whilst preparing to speak before you all, I've had the chance to reflect on what sustainable development has meant to me. My passion for sustainable development began with education, but it doesn't end here. Growing up, I was fortunate enough to have benefited from educational opportunities. In my hometown of Hong Kong and my current home, the UK, education is widely accessible. The government provides public education to all children who express a desire to learn, and low internet costs takes learning beyond the classroom. This constant access to resources and learning tools online fueled my intense desire for solving problems. I saw education as my toolkit to bring change, to improve the lives of others, and to bring positive impact to my community. My journey started a few years ago, when I first visited my family in Myanmar. Whilst teaching an after-school computer science class at the local monastery, the head monk shared a story. A story about one family who chose to give up the money they saved for their children's education in order to send food to cyclone victims instead. This is just one of the many stories and experiences students here face. Students here are so eager to learn, and yet the opportunities they're exposed to are so limited. Why did I deserve to get access to an education when so many others are stripped of this basic right? I began asking myself, what could I do to make education more widely accessible? And podcasts for education came to mind. In the span of just 1 year, 80% of the population gained access to mobile phones. Yet many communities still lacked constant and stable internet connection. So podcasts became the most viable and effective solution. And with the help of my friends, we created our first set of podcasts on computer literacy. And as we worked in partnership with local NGOs, schools, and most importantly, our local friends who helped us spread the word, our podcast spread from one school to another, and our initiative expanded to more rural regions of the country. But then we faced a new problem. Schools and students in underdeveloped areas couldn't afford internet access. And without internet, we couldn't send them the podcasts. So that's what led me to co-found a social enterprise we called Kona. For the past 2 years, Kona has been connecting local Burmese artists with international marketplace. By charging small transaction fees, we've raised thousands of dollars that have funded internet costs for more than 120 families. This has enabled the Girls for CS podcast to reach 30 schools across Southeast Asia and provide education to more than 20,000 students in 7 countries globally. It's a solution that continues to grow and which promises long-term sustainability for our advocacy work. But along the way, we faced challenges. Whilst growing into different regions of Myanmar, there were people who resisted our involvement because we didn't look like them. There were times when we struggled to understand the local need because people were too afraid to share the reality of their situation. But ultimately, every challenge was a learning lesson. It motivated us to work harder, to find better, more sustainable solutions. And as we look to the future, we continue to look for ways to involve more young people in this movement, to use technology to expand our reach, and to empower others to improve their own lives. And over the past 2 years of working on sustainable education solutions, I've seen the power we have as young people to affect change. And this has led me to co-found Discuss for Change, a platform to foster global discussion and youth action, both things I believe that we need to see more of in today's world. And over the last 2 days of being here, I've been so inspired by everybody I've met. Your ideas, passion, and the impact you've already made is what drives change today. But I've also had so many conversations about the work that still needs to be done. And as leaders in our community and citizens of this world, it is our responsibility to continue to connect, collaborate, and work together to empower a generation of youth to address community needs through grassroots advocacy and action, so that together we can effectuate change on a broader scale. And as stated in the UN Sustainable Development Goal number 17, if we work in partnership towards these 17 goals, achieving them is possible. So I'd like to leave you with one last thing from the book Everybody Matters by Robert Chapman. Everyone wants to do better. Trust them. Leaders are everywhere. Find them. People do good things, big and small, every day. Celebrate them. Some people wish things were different. Listen to them. And everybody matters. Show them. And so most importantly, no matter who you are, where you're from, or how old you are, you can make a difference in this world if you're willing to listen, speak up, and take action to address global issues one goal at a time. So, what will you do next to address your community's needs? Thank you.